Welcome back, vintage lovers. You're watching Decodiva, your go-to destination for vintage home decor inspiration. Today, we're diving into the layered, lavish, and utterly brilliant world of Bunny Williams, a queen of maximalist interior design who turns every room into a narrative-rich masterpiece. If you adore the magic of mixing antiques, found objects, and gallery-worthy art, you're in for a real treat. Before we jump into Bunny's method, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you love a good vintage moment. And we always love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let us know your favorite Bunny style element by the end of this episode. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started with vintage decor, this video will inspire you to rethink how you use the objects you already love. From flea market finds to timeless fine art, Bunny Williams shows us that every piece has potential. Let's start with the woman herself, Bunny Williams. She's a renowned American interior designer celebrated for her comfortable, eclectic, and luxurious spaces. With over 40 years in the business, she's authored several books and co-founded the brand Trailage, a mecca for antique garden furnishings and decorative objects. What sets Bunny apart is her ability to blend high and low, antique and modern, refined and rustic, all within a single room. She doesn't shy away from opulence, but every detail feels lived in, not showy. There's an authenticity to her maximalism that feels accessible. Her design philosophy centers around creating a sense of permanence and history. She believes that a room should feel as if it has evolved over time. That's where found objects and fine art come in. They add depth, character, and a deeply personal touch. Bunny's rooms often start with a single found object, a weathered urn, a quirky statue, or even a faded botanical print. These aren't just accessories, they're conversation starters, memory holders, and design anchors. She believes found objects add soul to a space. Rather than relying solely on showroom pieces, Bunny encourages sourcing treasures from flea markets, estate sales, and antique shops. These finds inject history, texture, and a sense of the unexpected. The beauty of found objects is that they're often imperfect, and that's precisely the point. A little wear, patina, or chipping tells a story, and Bunny leans into that sense of age and experience to add emotional richness to her rooms. One of Bunny's most iconic moves is juxtaposing found objects with fine art. Imagine a $5 flea market sculpture placed under a priceless painting. It sounds risky, but in her hands, it's magic. This high-low mix keeps a room from feeling too precious. The fine art elevates the ordinary, while the ordinary humanizes the fine art. Together, they create visual tension that keeps the eye dancing across the room. By blending the curated with the discovered, Bunny gives each piece room to shine. She proves that fine art doesn't need a white wall and a spotlight, it can live among the quirky and the collected. If there's one thing Bunny Williams does better than anyone, it's layering. Rugs over rugs, paintings on patterned wallpaper, books stacked on tables crowded with curiosities, every surface is a story. This maximalist method isn't about clutter, it's about curation. Each item is deliberately placed to contribute to a greater narrative. There's rhythm, balance, and intention behind the apparent chaos. The goal isn't to overwhelm but to envelop. When done well, as Bunny consistently proves, a layered space feels cozy, complex, and deeply personal. It's maximalism with a mission. Bunny is a master of playing with scale. She's known for placing oversized urns next to petite chairs or hanging massive mirrors above delicate consoles. It's all part of her visual choreography. varying scale keeps a room dynamic. It challenges expectations and forces you to engage more deeply with the space. Bunny uses scale as a tool to draw attention, balance weight, and add drama. Don't be afraid to go big. That dramatic plaster bust or towering vintage lamp might be the very element your room needs to sing in Bunny's style. Color is another powerful tool in Bunny's repertoire. Her rooms often feature rich, complex palettes, deep burgundies, mossy greens, warm golds, all drawn from nature and art history. These aren't colors chosen on a whim. Each hue is tied to memory, emotion, or story. Bunny often draws inspiration from antique textiles, fine art, and even travel experiences to build her palette. She encourages using color as an emotional tool. Want comfort? Go warm and earthy. Want intrigue? Try dark and moody. Color, in Bunny's hands, is a language. In Bunny's world, furniture isn't just functional, it's sculptural. She selects pieces with presence, form, and silhouette, often mixing periods and styles for added complexity. A Victorian armchair might sit beside a mid-century console, with a rustic trunk serving as a coffee table. Each piece has a shape and story that adds visual texture to the room. This blend of utility and artistry reinforces the idea that every item, no matter how humble, can be a work of art in its own right. Textiles are Bunny's secret weapon. From embroidered pillows to vintage rugs, her rooms are stitched together with pattern and texture. She loves antique fabrics with history and depth. Mixing prints is a signature move. Stripes, florals, icots, and toiles all coexist beautifully in her spaces. The key is to keep the color palette cohesive so the mix feels intentional. She often uses textiles to soften the harder lines of furniture or architecture, turning even the most formal room into a cocoon of comfort. Forget blank walls, Bunny fills hers with art, mirrors, tapestries, and more. Her gallery walls tell stories, often mixing periods and genres to stunning effect. She might hang a contemporary abstract beside an 18th-century portrait, framed botanical prints next to gilded mirrors. The mix creates visual tension and narrative depth. This eclecticism invites curiosity. Viewers are drawn in to examine each piece, sparking conversation and creating a sense of layered storytelling. For Bunny, books aren't just for reading, they're design elements. She stacks them on tables, fills built-ins, and uses them to elevate smaller objects. Well-worn books add a lived-in elegance and intellectual charm. The spines bring color, the titles bring intrigue, and their presence creates a homey atmosphere. She often sources vintage and antique editions to amplify the room's character. And yes, you should judge a book by its cover, at least in Decor. Lighting is crucial in a Bunny Williams interior. She layers light the same way she layers textures. Overhead chandeliers, sculptural lamps, and flickering candles all play a role. The goal is to create warmth, intimacy, and a bit of glamour. Bunny avoids harsh overhead lighting in favor of multiple light sources at varying heights. Her lamp choices are particularly intentional. Look closely and you'll see vintage bases, custom shades, and clever placements that highlight key objects or artworks. Bunny is a gardener at heart, and her love for nature is everywhere in her interiors. Fresh flowers, potted plants, botanical prints, all help blur the line between indoors and out. She often uses garden urns and planters indoors, adding greenery in unexpected ways. A touch of organic life softens even the most formal arrangements. It's about balance. Structured rooms come alive with a little wildness. A stray branch, a bowl of lemons, or a trailing ivy can shift the energy of the entire room. Bunny's design isn't tied to one era or aesthetic. She's a master at mixing Regency with Bohemian, French country with English manner. Her secret: respect and restraint. she chooses pieces that harmonize rather than clash. A shared material, tone, or silhouette might tie seemingly unrelated items together. The result is a room that feels collected rather than decorated, a reflection of time, travel, and taste. One of the most powerful aspects of Bunny's approach is her embrace of sentimentality. She includes personal photos, heirlooms, and travel mementos throughout her spaces. Design, in her philosophy, is about memory. That chipped teacup from your grandmother or a postcard from a trip to Paris can be just as meaningful as a gallery-worthy painting. She gives these objects pride of place, reminding us that beauty isn't just aesthetic, it's emotional. Maximalism isn't about putting everything on display, it's about knowing what to leave out. Bunny exercises restraint by editing ruthlessly and arranging thoughtfully. She often rotates pieces seasonally or swaps objects to refresh a room's story. This keeps her spaces dynamic and avoids visual fatigue. Even in a richly layered room, there's always breathing space. Bunny teaches us that in maximalism, less can still be more, if you know how to cure it. ready to bring the bunny method into your home. Start with a favorite object. Build around it with complementary textures, art, and color. Layer slowly and deliberately. Don't rush the process. A bunny-style room evolves over time. It's a living expression of your tastes, travels, and stories. Let your home reflect who you are. And remember, vintage isn't just a look, it's a lifestyle. Found objects, fine art, and personal treasures are the heartbeat of every maximalist masterpiece. Thank you so much for spending time with us here at Decodiva. We hope Bunny Williams has inspired you to embrace the beauty of found objects and the elegance of maximalist design. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with a fellow vintage enthusiast. And don't forget to comment below with your favorite bunny-inspired idea. Until next time, stay bold, stay beautiful, and keep layering your life with the charm of the past. This is Decodiva, signing off.